everybody. Thank you guys for coming tonight. Woo! My name is Kristen Williams. When I learned that I was pregnant with a little boy, I was overjoyed. But soon I became overwhelmed and fearful. What is the plight of a parent raising a child of color in this world? My son was born into a world where black boys are often criminalized and perceived to be much older and stronger than they are. They are monitored and punished more severely in schools and by police officers. They're diagnosed more frequently with ADHD and learning disabilities. At as early as 4 years old, black children face discrimination as they make up 18% of preschoolers, but nearly half of all out-of-school suspensions. Why is this? Who do we expect children like my child to be? Most often when we see black men and boys on TV and in magazines, they're featured as hypersexual, silly or immature, athletic or criminal. They show up as hip-hop stars, stoic tough guys that lack a range of emotion. Other than that, they're seen as servants. And that's if they're seen at all. Black girls and women are often portrayed as goofy, materialistic, angry or sassy, sexually deviant, or as mothering caretakers. Black people are routinely denied roles and plots that portray them as complex, or that feature humanized backstories. Frequently, negative emotions or actions are illustrated via the character of color. Here you see Dwarf and Gordy. I don't know if you guys capped this. This was like 2 months ago. They're featured as angry and sad. And then you have the American Red Cross poster with all the children of color doing the things that are not really cool. Indiana University conducted a study in 2015 that found all children except white males are negatively impacted by television programming. Children's self-esteems are being lowered by plots that rely on stereotypes regarding gender and race. In 2010, CNN recreated Kenneth and Mamie Clark's doll test to see if racial attitudes had changed since 1940. The Clarks had children point out between a black and white identical doll to show who the good doll was, the bad doll, the pretty doll, the ugly doll. The majority of the children found the darker skinned doll to model negative traits and the lighter skinned doll positive traits. And in 2010, the results were the same. It's not just television where these issues occur. Children's books in general lack diversity. But even when books are diverse, they can sometimes be subversive in that their storylines reinforce stereotypes or follow a white savior plotline. They can also encourage self-hate with all-out racist images, such as an alligator eating a little black child. Before he died, famous children's book author Walter D. Myers said, "Children build their sense of worth through reading. And if children have no models of thinking, feeling, active, fully realized characters of color, then it's easy for dehumanizing stereotypes and prejudice to take hold." So you see, this is why it's important to all children, not just children of color, to have diverse images. These images seem funny, but they're dangerous. They result in the dehumanization of people of color and make way for abuse, hate, and violence. Diversity makes us smarter. Diverse teams statistically outperform their counterparts. So what are we afraid of? As my son gets older, he'll be introduced to the hip-hop industry. Hip-hop began as an outlet of positivity and uplift, but when it hit the mainstream, the largely white-owned music industry promoted and still promotes images of black people as criminals, sexual deviants, materialistic consumers, violent thugs, and dealers and consumers of drugs and alcohol. News stations focus on their crime reporting on communities of color, ignoring crime in other parts of the cities to sell a storyline that we're taught to understand and fear on a personal level. They use mugshots of black victims and high school photos for white mass murderers. I've had children tell me that black people are bad, that we're robbers and killers. These are black children telling me this. Where would they get this idea? When you think about how Americans are taught to perceive black people, it's no wonder why we're victims to such injustice. Although our media is not at the root of institutionalized racism and oppression, it's an effective tool in maintaining it. These stereotypes are not new. They begin in antebellum slavery. The Uncle Tom, the Nanny, the Jezebel. After slavery, the Sapphire, the Sambo, the Brute, the Mandingo. Our media essentially is recycling these age-old tropes to elicit a deep-seated reaction that has been groomed over centuries. Although these images prevail, we are still less likely to use drugs than our white counterparts. Black women are currently the most educated group in the U.S. Black marriage is on the rise. We have seen a significant drop in teen pregnancy, and there are more black men in college than in prison. Our high school dropout rates have hit an all-time low. My husband and I have made it our mission to craft a world that is diverse, beautiful, and welcoming for children, for black children. In many ways, my child's well-being is dependent on my ability to shield him from funhouse mirrors, warping his identity into caricatures that could result in self-hate, oppression, imprisonment, and even an untimely death. Last year, we started the Blackberry Book Stand, where we act out classical Pan-African folk tales at schools and community events and sell multicultural books. We shut out all mainstream music that's not completely positive. And I started a blog called Maji Mommies, collecting programs and movies that affirm children of color. We also plan on starting a bookstore next year. We don't have to be afraid that by engaging in the narratives of people of color that we're missing out, or that we won't be able to identify. Unlike the stereotypes that we've been privy to, people of color are people. Our narratives are relatable. I encourage you to go out of your way to enjoy TV shows where people of color are in the writer's room and cast. Let's focus our lens so that we are able to recognize stereotypes when we see them. Take steps to bring meaningful diversity into your home. Open your world up by attending awesome community events such as this, by donating to organizations like the We Need Books campaign. Purchase books, movies, and TV programs that feature humanized characters of color. Most of all, teach your children. Be diligent about what you expose them to. People keep making this garbage because it sells so well. That's the best thing about the internet era. We can pick and choose the shows that we want to watch. We can vote with our time and our wallets for change. Tell the media that you expect more. Tweet at your news stations and media companies when you see racism. Write letters or emails. Let's stop laughing and start changing the channel. Thank you.